Good afternoon. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video and consider my proposal. I'm so excited to introduce this project, and I hope this video gets you excited as well. I know you have a very busy schedule, but I hope this video can convince you of the value of little free libraries to our community. So I'm sure you know, but for anyone else viewing this video who may not know, my name is Nora Yonker and I'm the librarian here. I've been at Sheldon ISD for 5 years total. I love this district and our students, and I am always looking for ways to help improve their education experience. This year, I decided to create a long-term project that I think will help improve our students' reading literacy. I have a few topics that I would like to discuss today. First, we're going to look over what little free libraries are and their intended purpose. Then I'm going to share my estimated cost for installation and maintenance. Then I want to discuss who I believe will benefit from this program in our district. I also want to go into depth about how the little free libraries will benefit our students, and I have some research evidence to provide as well as the impact that I feel this will have on our community. So the program I want to implement is Little Free Libraries. Little Free Libraries were created in 2009 with the intention of providing equitable access to books and to help improve literacy skills in children and adults. While libraries, both school and public, do exist, Little Free Libraries provide 24/7 access to borrowing books. Additionally, with the premise of take one, leave one, users can share their favorite books with others in a public forum. There are currently 150,000 of Little Free Libraries in over 100 countries. Little Free Libraries not only provide books to underprivileged and underserved areas, but they also provide a sense of community. I'm sure you're wondering how little free libraries differ from school or public libraries. Well, the school library is only available for access during school hours. This means after school or during holidays and the summer, students don't have access to school libraries. As for the public library, not everyone in our community has easy access to it. Some families in our community may only have one car or no car at all. And if students are trying to access the library, then this means that they will likely be walking. My proposal is to install 5 little free libraries in our community, one at every elementary school in the district. So I'm sure your first question is, how much will this cost? If we purchase the Little Free Library kit straight from the website, each kit is $250. We do have the option to design and build our own libraries, and we can purchase a registered sign for $40. However, purchasing the kit also registers us with the program and cuts out the process of designing the libraries ourselves. It also allows us to guarantee the cost. For 5 little free libraries, our cost will be about $1,250 before shipping and tax. We will also need some books to start, so I'm estimating about 20 books for each library at about approximately $15 a book. So that's about $1,500 for startup books. That totals our startup cost to around $2,750 total. I will also need a yearly maintenance and repair budget of approximately $1,500 with room for adjustment. At this point, I'm sure you're looking at these costs and wondering who will be using this and how will it benefit our district. So this is a product that the students in our district can benefit from. Our reading proficiency scores for the whole district are currently 35%. The state levels for reading proficiency are 47%. Our high school students are 85% at risk of not graduating, and our district is Title I. I believe that by making books more accessible to our students, we can help improve their literacy skills and reading scores. I also think that by improving their reading skills, we can improve their writing skills as well. So let's talk about the benefits. Research says that reading to children at young ages can improve their literacy skills and reading scores. I believe that if we improve book access for students and parents, we can encourage our students and families to read more. This will also provide books to families all year. During the summer, students tend to lose traction and slide backwards on their learning. This means that they can forget things they learned the previous school year. If students have easy access to books, it can help prevent this educational backslide. Let's look at the literary evidence for these claims. According to Claire Wood, in exploring the literacy-related behaviors and feelings of pupils eligible for free school meals in relation to their use of access to school libraries, students with free school meals are more likely to use the school library. Providing access to books allows these students to be able to access books even when they're not at home. This quote from the article also really struck me. Because our students are Title I and 85% at risk, we need to do our best to provide them with as many opportunities as possible. I also really love this quote because I think that many people forget how important libraries can be to our community. This next article, Home Languages and Learning Environments and Early Literacy Trajectories of Low Socioeconomic Status Chilean Children, has some really good info. Although the article centers mostly around Chilean children, many aspects are still applicable here. The main idea of this article is that families with less opportunities for education are less able to provide educational support for students of low socioeconomic families that don't have the same access to knowledge and resources as more affluent families do. It really struck me reading this quote that children from these communities perform worse than more affluent peers. I think that if we are at all able to rectify this, we should do our best. The third main article of importance is using geospatial analysis to align with Little Free Library locations with community literary needs. This article discusses using geospatial technology to help select locations for Little Free Libraries that will be most helpful to the community. We also place them in places of casual access so that users can access them without much effort. The research from this article shows that increased access to books does in fact impact literacy rates. So how will we measure the impact? At the end of every school year, we will compare the reading scores from the previous year. Remember, this is a long-term project. We will also evaluate the frequency of usage every month. We can also use short quizzes and short essays to establish improvements. We can provide students who complete quizzes and essays with prizes for effort. So here are my references that I used to create my theories and project. There are a few more here than mentioned under rationale because these helped me understand the connection to reading and children in literacy. And more references. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to hearing from you.